Hi everybody. If you have a Module 5 Lesson 11 worksheet, great. If you don't, that's okay too. When we do these in my class at this point in the year, I ask you to leave the multiplying until you're done with the lesson page. But you can do it however you want to when you're doing it at home. If you want to start it on your own and then go into this next part, feel free. So we're going to move on to the middle, because at this point, if you need to go back and look at any of the multiply by 8 math problems, feel free. But for now, what we're going to focus on is this part. So it says, fill in the blank with a fraction to make the statement true. Draw a matching model. So this is my first model. I've already gone through and drew all my models because I was waiting for a video to upload. I did mine in blue marker so you can see it better than when it's in pencil, but it also means I have to be extra careful not to make a mistake. So it says that 1/2 is greater than blank. So for here, this is going to be the bigger one. So instead of dividing my square into halves, how am I going to make this the bigger one? I could divide it into thirds. So I'm going to divide it into thirds. And then I'm going to color in 1/3 of it. So if I'm looking at this one is still greater than this one. And now I just need to write the fraction that I made here. So for my fraction, my denominator is how many whole pieces I cut it into. I cut it into 1, 2, 3 pieces. So there's my 3. Then for my numerator, I have to do how many pieces are colored in. So 1/3. Because if I took this piece and this piece, this would be the bigger piece. So this one is greater than, oh, I did the wrong sign. Sorry about that. That way. 1/2 is greater than 1/3. Hopefully I can be a little clear. See, this is what happens when I have to write in marker. All right, so over here, we have 2/3 is greater than blank. So again, we're looking at this has to be the bigger piece. So I'm going to do the exact same fraction. I'm going to divide it into thirds. So I need to make sure that this has more. So this has 2 shaded in. So in order to keep this more, I'm only going to shade in 1, because that will keep it less than the other one. And this has to be the greater than. So for this one says it's 2/3. If I want to write this as a fraction, I have to write in the denominator, which is how many pieces I cut it into, which is 3. That's my whole. And then I need to put the numerator as the number of parts I shaded in, which is 1. And still looking at it is this one is greater than this one, or 2/3 is greater than 1/3. So now let's move it over to circles. So this one is 2/4 is less than blank. So for this one, we're doing less than. So I'm going to divide it back into fourths again, because we already had that one all planned out. So I need to make sure that this one is the less side. So I have to color in more. So we have to start out with the same for this one, because then they would be equal. Now they're equal. So if this has to have less, I need to make this one have more, or a greater number. So I'm going to do this. You could do the whole thing. That would be the same as saying that this one is greater too, but I'm just going to do 3 pieces. So for this one, I'm going to say that 2/4 is less than. How many pieces did I divide my circle into? I divided it into 4 pieces. And how many did I shade in? 3/4. 2/4 is less than 3/4. All right, I'm going to come over here to this square. So this square was divided into 8 pieces. So I'm going to do it again. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, 3/8 is what is colored in here, because the whole is divided into 8 pieces, but 3 of them are shaded. So we have 3/8 is less. So this one is my less. So this one has to be greater. So when I'm doing greater, I'm going to start with what was already shaded in, and then I'm going to shade in. So there's the 3/8. Now, everything over that is going to be greater, I'm going to do just one more box. So I'm going to do, there are a total of 8 pieces. 2, 4, 6, 8, but 4 are shaded in because 3/8, this side, is less than this. Now, if you did a different one for these two, you absolutely could have, and that's okay, because as long as it shows greater than, the ones we made have to be greater than the ones that were over on the other ones, because ours had to be greater than the other ones. All right, so your challenge question today is about Tyson and Dakota. Tyson drank half of a small soda. Dakota drank 1/3 of a large soda. Who drank more? Explain your thinking. So I want you to give that one a try. Check the stream for that question today. I hope you had a great day learning about fractions.